We spent a lot of time lately going around Georgian Bay, and we just wanted to share with you all the awesome places in Ontario that we've discovered along the way. Our next stop around Georgian Bay was at Lion's Head.
We got to Lion's Head just after lunch and we set up the camp, and we had a spot at the Lion's Head Campground, and it was awesome. Had this opportunity and it was very cool. A really great place to stay, very central, right on the harbor. It was really nice. So we got camp all set up and we decided it was time for ice cream. So we walked down
to Cindy Lou's Ice Cream. Who wants ice cream? While we were in Lion's Head, we wanted to hike to Lion's Head Bluff. So we were going to do that our first full day there. The children were very tired. They had already hiked 85 kilometers that week, but this was a hike that I really wanted to do. I was really looking forward to this one. So I asked them if they could muster all their energy and do the hike. And so they agreed that they would do this, and they did amazing. So we set out to hike to Lion's Head Point. We first drove to the parking lot.
but it was full.
Lion's Head has become very popular, so there was no way we could park and do the hike, so we actually had to go right back to our campground. Thankfully, our campsite was literally on the Bruce Trail, so we just had to leave our trailer. It added a couple kilometers to the hike, but seriously, this hike is incredible. It is so gorgeous. Just the landscape and the terrain that you go over, it is amazing.
So from the parking lot to the Lion's Head lookout, it's about a 6-kilometer hike.
So after that, we hiked to a lookout that looked over Georgian Bay. We were on this very steep cliff. We could see the Lion's Head from there. It's really great.
Wait.
If you go just past the lookout, there's a keyhole.
And when you look through, the color of the water is incredible. It's like that bright
bluish, darkish bluish, and lightish bluish.
But seriously, the keyhole is like 2 seconds past Lion's Head Lookout, so just keep going that little bit extra and it's definitely worth the view. So the whole round trip from our campsite to Lion's Head Lookout and back was about 15 kilometers. So we had already hiked 85 kilometers that week. The kids were tired, but they did another 15, putting the total of our trip to 100 kilometers hiked. You guys are amazing.
Way to go, guys. Once we got back to our campsite from our awesome hike out the bluff, I got a call from my uncle asking if we wanted to go on a boat ride. And that was super fun, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah.
So we got to see the bluff from the top, and we got to look out at it from the water too, and that was a lot of fun.
Last year there was a big storm in Lion's Head and the lighthouse was completely destroyed and knocked out. So all through the winter there's been no lighthouse. But just before we went up, they put up the new lighthouse.
It wasn't finished yet, but at least it was standing as we were there.
And Graham's uncle was one of the ones who actually rebuilt the lighthouse. So that was kind of cool to see what he had been working on. And it was really nice to see the lighthouse back up in the harbor.
So the next morning, me and a friend of mine had the opportunity to go out and actually get some climbing done on Lion's Head. And that has been a dream of mine since I started climbing. I think anybody who lives in Ontario who has been in climbing knows how awesome this place is for climbing. So we got up early before the sun was up. We were on the trail.
It was a super windy morning too, so I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. The whole trailer was being blown around in the wind, but they weren't gonna let that stop them.
We didn't have too much time. We just had the one day and we needed to get back and pack up camp and get home. So we only got 2 climbs in, but it was definitely enough.
The kids and I had a pretty good day too. We spent the morning at Lion's Head Beach. It was a weird day where it was like cold enough that the leaves had all fallen off the trees, but warm enough that we still put on our bathing suits and jumped in the freezing cold water. There's a really great playground right on the Lion's Head Beach, so we had a wonderful time playing on the playground and the swings and just enjoying that. We were glad to see Daddy and Matt come back though. We're glad they were having fun, but it was nice to have them back and have them safe. And that was our time in Lion's Head. So if you ever get a chance to go there, it's one of our favorite towns, lots to do in the area, the hikes are amazing, and the views are extraordinary.
Bye! Thanks for watching, friends and family.
Hit subscribe and follow us on our tour around Georgian Bay.